Good evening and welcome to Spirit Island with Jonathan. Tonight we are going to play Teeth versus Scotland 6. This is the current score. These are games that I have played while learning the game. These are games that I have played on this channel, and now we are playing Horizon. And we are at this stage here that we are going to play Teeth versus Scotland. And our score against Scotland is 5 versus 1. And so that is better than England, which will be the toughest adversaries for this matchup. But let's get started with Teeth versus Scotland. So let's get right on board and start.
Initial explore. Jungles. Turn 1. Grow phase.
Let's look for some powers, and we are looking for animal powers, defense powers. We got two pretty good Fleshshot Fever and Call to Migrate. This can add disease in jungles or sands. We cannot use it for this build because this is slow. It can be good. Call to Migrate can also be very good if we find a defense card later. Let's try Call to Migrate. Because we will get a lot of miners with this spirit since we can spam this second growth option. So we are bound to sometime get a defense card. Let's add this presence somewhere. And I think let's add it somewhere where we can move it around and access the island.
Play powers.
And we want to play Ferocious Rampage here, I think, because no other powers will be able to hit the second threshold. So we might as well play just one power, and this can take care of one build or one Ravage here. So that is probably what I'm going to play and nothing else.
Build. Jungles.
So we have towns.
Explore. Mountains.
More towns, one explorer.
Slow powers.
And now we have an option then. Do we want to take care of that land or that build? I think one of those is what is best. We can move a presence with this innate, so that range requirement here is not that bad. I think I'm going to go to take care of that Ravage actually. 1 fear and 3 damage. Usually it's better to take care of the build. That will take care of both that build and the succeeding Ravage. But I think in this case I might want to use that presence to move into here to defend.
Turn 2. Grow phase.
So let's find some more powers here. Now we have some defense card, but none are animals. Well, defense plus animal are really rare. This is also quite a good card for this spirit, but I think we'll go with Elusive Ambushes. Let's defend 4 and we can boost that damage from 1 damage. Let's try that one. And let's add a presence. Now we can defend here with Elusive Ambushes. That means the Dahan will not escape, unlike marked territories. So that is good. And then where do we want this presence? Maybe in here. And then we can defend there also next turn.
Play powers.
Let's play this at least. Now at the second turn here we have 2 card plays still, and we are not able to hit this threshold because we will need 1 earth and 2 fire, and that's impossible as you can see here with just 2 card plays. So we are still not be able to hit the innate, but we can play 1 card. That does something. That's usually better than nothing in this case because we have so many cards. So let's just play this Elusive Ambush and take care of that Ravage now and nothing else.
Fast powers.
And we can either add defense 4 here or we can do 2 damage and take care of that town. But since it might be that the event adds damage, so let's defend 4 here I think. That way, either way, we will survive and the Dahan will kill those.
Event.
Let's see what we get. For the rest of this turn, don't generate fear for destroying buildings. Yeah, so I should have destroyed that town then in this case, but that was kind of unlucky. foreign diseases. On each board in the land with the most combined invaders plus the Han, add 1 disease, 2 damage to the Han. So that should be here also. So we have to add 1 disease and kill 1 Dahan. Each spirit with at least 2 Dahan among all its lands gains 1 energy. 1 energy.
Ravage. Jungles.
So here we have the fence, and we can kill that town. And then we have export fuel.
Build. Mountains.
And we have some cities.
Explore. Mountains.
And then we have an explore and an escalation. And that town we can add here.
Slow powers.
And for slow we can only move something. And I'm not sure if we want to do that. We don't really need to. So let's keep them where they are.
Turn 3. Grow phase.
And let's see here. We want to... Yeah, I think we want to dig for more powers here. We want as many good animal defense cards as we can find. And now we actually got 1 perfect card here for us. Quick in the Earth Struggles. I think this is the best card in the whole deck for us. We have the perfect elements. We have a defend card. And we can add 1 presence, and we can actually use that card immediately here and defend for that ravage. Or we can use it to damage 1 each, and that will be boosted, so we do 1 extra damage. So that can also be an option. If we boost it with Gift of Fury's Might, that will do a lot of damage. That's 3 damage, 4 damage, 7 damage. That's enough to kill that. Interesting. Maybe we should do that. We have 2 card plays.
Play powers.
And we can also reach this option because of the excellent elements here. So that seems really promising.
Fast powers.
Let's boost it with 3 and let's play this one then. So 1 to each, 1 extra from special rule, and then 3 damage from Gift of Fury's Might.
Event.
Harvest Bounty, Harvest Dust. If the island is healthy, it is, choose a land with buildings, ravage there. So we don't want to ravage here because that will cascade. We don't want to ravage here because that will add an extra blight here. We don't want to add it here or here because there we have presence. And I guess we have to choose one of them. I think removing a presence is the lesser evil here. Let's add 1 blight here. Remove a presence. And what else? On each board destroy 2 explorer among lands with beast. Nothing happens. In each land with 3 or more Dahan, 2 damage and defend 2. We don't have 3 damage, 3 Dahan, so let's move on.
Fear.
We are at stage 1. Each player chooses a different land with Dahan. 1 damage there. So we only can use that here. So let's destroy that explorer.
Ravage. Mountains.
So this is a place where we get a blight, and then we have exports fuel, and that's the ravage.
Build. Mountains.
And here we have a city, and here we have a town because it's adjacent to a city, unfortunately.
Explore. Wetlands.
And then we have an explorer and an escalation, and the escalation adds a town here. I don't want to add it here because that's the coast. Let's avoid the coast.
Slow powers.
And we have 4 damage here somewhere that we can use. And we have a ravage here and here. I think this is the priority place to kill stuff. You will have a ravage here. That looks kind of ugly. Let's move 1 in here and kill 1 city and 1 explorer. Maybe we can do the same trick here and play Earth, quicken Earth struggles here again to take care of that land. I think we have enough resources for that.
Turn 4. Grow phase.
Let's see, if we reclaim, we'll have 4 energy. Yeah, we should be able to do that. Let's play that one here.
Play powers.
And we can play those again. And that will take care of the city and the towns. We have one more card play here. Can we reach that threshold? No, we can't, because we need 5 animal. And we do have this problem here, so maybe we should play elusive ambushes or mark territory. Well, elusive ambushes is better in that case. That will take care of that blight and the cascade into ocean.
Fast powers.
But let's first play this combo. That should be 7 damage. Together with Gift of Fury's Might, and this guy we want to play here.
Event.
Missionaries arrives. Okay, so we need sun here. 4 sun, can we produce that? We have 1 sun played. We have 1 energy. We could discard this guy and pay 1 energy to get rid of those. What do we get for that? We get a disease and 2 fear. That is probably good to get rid of those missionaries as soon as possible. Let's discard this guy. Let's pay 1, and we did have 1 sun already. So we have 4 energy worth. Let's add a spirit. Each spirit adds 1 disease, 2 fear, and they do a little bit more damage. Each beast destroys 1 explorer. Well, that does nothing.
Fear.
Each player removes 1 explorer from a coastal land. Well, we cannot do that. Each player add 1 strife in a land with presence. Well, we don't need to do it here. This is defended already, and we can also add it here, but that will also just be removed, so it doesn't really matter.
Ravage. Mountains.
So this dies, and this strife is removed. And then we have exports fuel, and let's move on.
Build. Wetlands.
1 disease is removed. Here we have a town.
Explore. Jungles and sands.
Here we have a town. Explorer, explorer, explorer.
Slow powers.
Now we have 4 damage. So let's see, where do we want to do that? We can do it anywhere except for this land, which we cannot reach. He will build in sands and jungles. We also have ravages coming up here. Maybe we want to kill 1 city, reclaim, and do this trick again. That's 7 damage each time, and we will hit the innate. It's pretty good value. I think I will do that, but it will build a lot here. But these ravages are nasty. We will have 1, 2, 3 blight. We also have these to consider. Well, if we can stall him a little bit, we will have 4 card base and we'll have 8 damage per turn here. Yeah, let's move 1 presence in here and kill 1 city with that 4 damage.
Turn 5. Grow phase.
So that means we can add 1 presence here.
Play powers.
And we can play those.
Fast powers.
So that means we get +3 damage. We can do 1 damage to each. We get 3 extra damage. And 1 from the special. So that is taking care of that. And then we have this next in the slow phase, and we can maybe add energy and play a good turn next turn.
Event.
We are at stage 2, map makers. Ignore wilds during the explore step. On each board without, we don't have wilds, so that apply explore action, add 1 extra explorer. And that is going to be a coastal explorer. So that means we have 3 extra explorer here. Okay. In each land with beast, 1 damage per beast. And then we have add 1 Dahan to a land with Dahan without tokens. Now he is going to ravage here and kill that Dahan. So maybe we will add that one here. That means at least we can counterattack and kill 1 town.
Fear.
We are at stage level 1. Each player removes one explorer or town from a land with beast. In each board replace one town with an explorer. So where do we want to do that? This will build a city, and that is a coastal city. We want to avoid those. Let's do that.
Ravage. Wetlands.
So this guy will kill one Han and add one blight, and we get a blighted island here. Aid from Lesser Spirit. Now this is the same card that I have gotten in the previous couple of games. As it's a bit suspicious. I am not sure why that keeps coming up. Maybe I have some problem with my client here. I will have to look into that later. Maybe this randomization is not really working or something. But okay, let's say we have this card. Maybe it is correct and I'm just lucky or unlucky depending on how you see it. I think I will keep it. This is a really good effect. We get 2 powers and we can play 1 each turn. We don't want to choose Land of Haunts here. That will add a blight, and we only have 2 blight left, and we have Cascades. That means we will have even 1 less here, I think. No, we didn't have Cascade. Okay, so we have 2 blights. But still, it's not a lot, and this will add 1 each turn. So let's grab the shore seethed with hatred. We also have a fire and earth, and that's pretty good for us. So that was that, and now we can hit back and kill that town. So that was the Ravage. We just have exports fuel left. Let's add 1 town here.
Build. Jungles and sands.
So here we have a town, a city, and a city. And that is the build.
Explore. Coastal lands.
And now we have a massive coastal explorer here. We have 2 towns and 1 explorer, and then we have 1 extra explorer in each land.
Slow powers.
So we do have 1 more power here. We can add Badlands somewhere in the coast, and we can do 4 damage. We do have a Ravage and a build coming up in the sands, so maybe we will do the Badlands here, and 1 Wilds, 1 Fear. And then we can move this one in here and do 4 damage. And 1 extra damage from the Badlands. And I think that's it for this turn.
Turn 6. Grow phase.
And now let's add as much energy as possible here. And let's bring this presence somewhere where it can be useful. I think we have to defend here. He will have a cascade here and add 2 blight. We need to play mark territory there, or we will lose. So let's edit the presence here.
Play powers.
And we are going to want to play 4 card plays if possible. We do have 3 energy. We could play that, for example. Or we could play that. Do we need another defense? Well, he's going to Ravage here also. Well, actually, I think we have a disease here and he build. I don't think that city should be there, no, because we had a build here that should be had consumed. So, but we still have a Ravage coming up here, and this is going to be a blight unless we do something about it. Can we do something about it? Well, we can play elusive ambushes. Or we can try to kill it in a fast phase, but that will be tricky. So let's not do that then. Let's do this, and that means we can defend here and still reach the threshold. I think that is what I'm going to do.
Fast powers.
That is the safest option. We can kill that town in the fast phase, and we can play this one as 2 fear and defend 9. That way at least we know we will survive.
Event.
New species spread. New plants and animals brought by the invaders damage the local ecology. You may let the invasive species bloom or transmute the worst of the species. Now, to do this one, we have to forget this power. That's the only way. But this one is pretty good. I'm not sure I want to do that. What happens if we do the first option? We might have to add a blight, but we can survive that. Barely. But I think we have to try that. That's 50% chance that that happens, or somewhere around there. Let's see what we get here. We did get a fast. That means we do get a blight. We have to add it where we have a building, and I probably should have looked at that first because we don't have a really good place for that blight, but I guess we can destroy one presence here. I think that is the only option. And then after solving, we have to, it will come back. On half of the boards, add one disease to a land with both the Han and invaders. Okay, so where do we want the disease? We want it in coastal lands, so here or here. Let's add it here. And we do 2 damage to the Han. Each spirit with at least 2 Han among its lands. We do have that. So that's 1 energy. So we did transmute. No, we did not transmute. We had the species bloom.
Fear.
And now we are at fear level 2. Each player chooses different level with the Han, 1 damage per the Han there. So let's see, we could do that here, that doesn't do much. This doesn't do much. This is probably the best place. Now he will ravage, but he has badlands, and that means he will kill the Han. So that's not good. So that is probably a good spot for that, the Han attack. Panicked by wild beasts. Each player adds 1 strife in the land with or adjacent to a beast. Okay, so where is he going to ravage next turn? That is here. The others we don't need to defend. This is defended and this is not scary, but let's see. Next turn we can add a strife here maybe. That will help next ravage. Invaders skip the normal explore and build in this land. Okay, so if he explores here, let's not explore there then.
Ravage. Jungles and sands.
So this is empty, this is defended, empty, and this dies. And then we have exports fuel, so that's a lot of towns.
Build. Coastal lands.
And then he builds, and here is empty.
Explore. Sands.
And then he explores, this is consumed, here we have an explorer, and then we have an escalation. That's 1 town somewhere. It's either here or here. Let's add it here among the other invaders.
Slow powers.
So we have 4 damage here. We can use that here. I think that is best. We don't only have 1 blight left. We have to take care of it somehow. We only have 1 Han. Let's do 4 damage there with this guy. Here we can gather 1 explorer or town. And this can push some Han. Well, we probably should gather the Han into here, since we have a strife here. So let's do that. Let's gather those in here. And we don't need that much. We can maybe push 1 here, because he will ravage there next turn. So let's gather 2, push 1. And what about this then? Maybe we will add them in here. Or maybe we'll remove it from here. Well, if we add it and play Quicken the Earth Struggles, that means we can do more damage towards each, isn't it? Because this damage 1 to each. Let's do that one. Let's add 1 of these towns. Doesn't really matter which one. Maybe this one. This can add on fear. Badlands somewhere. Don't want to add it here because then he will destroy 1 Han. So let's add it here. And 1 whites.
Turn 7. Grow phase.
I think what we're going to do is just do this. We add one presence here.
Play powers.
And we play Quicken. We play Gift of Furious Might. And we play something else. Could do defense. We don't really need to. I think maybe we'll just play this and save up the energy, and then we go for a big turn next turn. So now we can just kill that city and some towns and see what happens.
Fast powers.
Or what we can do, maybe if we do a lot of damage here, and then we can do this one also in this land. He will build up a city, so maybe we should use this gather one town so we can drag that into the furnace here.
Fast powers.
Let's try that. So let's see, we will do one damage to each. I'm not sure what happened there. We do one extra damage. And I think we might want to save that until later. We could use it now. That means we can kill that city. Or we can just simply do one damage. Yeah, let's do this. Kill those two. That way he will build a town instead of a city. So let's first use this one and then we use this one. Next we can drag one town in here and kill everything in the slow phase.
Event.
We are at Blighted Island. Remove one blight per player from the blight card. We don't want to do that, so we have to prevent that by destroying two presents. We can destroy maybe these two. Push up to 2 explorer or town from a land with beast. So we can push this guy. Why not push it in here then? I think so. And then we have raiding and retaliation. Wait, if we have that, maybe don't want that in here. It doesn't really matter. We do 1 damage per Dahan. We can do that. And then 1 damage back. That's no problem. That worked out pretty good. Do we have that somewhere else? I think we do. We do have it here. So that's 2 damage here. Actually, it doesn't really matter. We would have that here anyway. That's it.
Fear.
Spreading timidity. We are at fear level 2. Each player chooses a different land to isolate. Where do we want to isolate? We have wetlands and mountains coming up. This one is already taken care of. Maybe we do it here, in case he explores in this land. Sense of Dread. Remove 1 explorer town from a land matching a Ravage card. So that is this guy removed, but that doesn't really matter.
Ravage. Coastal lands.
So now we don't have any exports fuel. That is very nice.
Build. Sands.
Here we have a city, and I think that's the build.
Explore. Mountains and jungles.
So this is prevented. Here we have an explore, explore, and explore.
Slow powers.
So now let's see. We have 4 damage here, and we can gather 1. Well, we probably want to kill that city. Let's start with that. And with this herd towards lurking more, we can take care of 1 build. Yeah, let's do that. Let's move him in here. This 1 fear. This can add wilds. Also 1 fear and badlands. And then we just have a couple of more towns.
Turn 8. Grow phase.
And here we are going to want to add more energy, I think, and just play a lot of things. That's usually how you win. So let's add this somewhere that we might need it.
Play powers.
Now we have 6 energy, we should be able to play everything.
Fast powers.
And let's see what we need here. We need some defense maybe in here. We can use that to move in 1 more Dahan, or 2 even. So let's do that. Maybe we don't have a presence here though, so we cannot push those Dahan in there, unfortunately. But we could do that in the fast phase. Take care of 1 town. Or we can defend 4. Yeah, why not just remove that town, I think. And then we play that defend 9 here. And that means we have to push this Dahan. Let's push it in here.
Event.
We are at stage 2 here. Pull together in adversity. For the rest of this turn, ignore strife. Well, we don't have any strife, so that doesn't matter. Destroy 2 explorer among land with beast. When invaders ravage, if the land has the Han, defend 2. That doesn't matter.
Fear.
Level 2. Each player removes 1 explorer town from a land with 2 or fewer invaders. So that means we can remove this guy. Skip the next normal build. The build card remains in place. Well, that means we will not have a build here then.
Ravage. Sands.
So this is defended. We add 1 town. And then we are done.
Build. Mountains and jungles.
We skip the build.
Explore. Sands and wetlands.
And here we have skip. Here we have a town. And here we have an explorer and an explorer.
Slow powers.
And now we have Ferocious Rampage, that is 4 damage. So we can do that here, for example. 1 fear. And then we can do this guy, for example. This is 4 damage. And we can do this call to migrate. Now we only need to kill that town there, so we don't really have to do anything else here. Let's add 1 more fear. Yeah, and that's it, because now we don't have any cities. So that, in the end, was how we could win this game. So that was Scotland. Next time will be England, and that is going to be rough, I think, because England have extra health, and extra health is not that good when the spirit is doing damage as a primary thing, but we will see how that goes. If you're up to it, see you then.